We are live with session 45, and there are random noises coming from my child's room. You might have noticed that we're missing 2 episodes if you're watching this on YouTube. Power outage happened in the middle of last episode, completely corrupted that file, along with some other files in that folder. So we're going to do a quick recap. As you may notice, the map is a little bit different. Each hex represents 38.5 miles. And the party has decided that they will be, they wanted to build a castle, and along with that comes kingdom stuff, territories and all that kind of stuff. Essentially, I have taken the Kingmaker rules and the Ultimate Campaign rules and simplified them for this party. That way we can have nice, fast downtime phases, most likely at the beginning or end of each session, which will be the party actually finally expanding their own, essentially, kingdom. They decided on the Talentia Plains, which we know is home to mostly halflings. You've got the city of Gatherhold as the biggest city there, and it's basically a city quarried into cliff sides and stuff like that. It's a pretty busy place. And basically there's no actual capital in the Talentia Plains, so they've kind of got free reign, unlike most of the other territories. So they also get to kind of go unnoticed. They get on House Orion's good side because they're building a connection to the lightning rail there. They're in the process of making an offer to help connect the lightning rail across the Mournland. That's kind of a big undertaking, but right now they're setting up a base and building it. Sada's using her stone shape, and Sada and Tael both are helping with basically the magical side of things. So they've been able to reduce the cost of some places by effectively 75% and other places by 50%. So in that downtime, I had Sab send me a list of essentially what they wanted their kingdom to be built out of. And what I'm doing is taking the modifiers and the buffs and debuffs that the bonuses give, totaling them all together and then dividing them by 20, and that's how many d6 that territory is going to be worth, not including any army. So they're trying to build this kingdom essentially in the shortest amount of time possible because we know that there's a big threat, and that big threat is they saw this beacon in the sky. Remember that tower that they fought all those angels in? The one that was supposed to be able to move? Well, they saw this beacon. They used their teleporting drive to go there and check it out. They were invisible, and they saw this tower getting destroyed. And the beacon was a signal to the members of the Silver Flame. So the Silver Flame has officially jumped in on the action, but this is just a small section of the enemy's army, the one that's taking over Vaelnar. So
Does that count
they're
as 6
hot on the trail.
individual siege engines?
Yes, they've got 6 ballistae. They've got a red dragon, adult red dragon. Let's see, was it a mature, I believe? Yes, it was a mature adult red dragon, blue dragon, green dragon, and then some sort of variant of black dragon, possibly venerable, basically ancient. It's big. The squares represent its reach, and then not to mention they've got horsemen, sword and shields. Your shock troopers actually in the middle line, middle 2 lines, and you got archers, and then they had mages with magic barriers around them. Essentially, they arrived invisible. The black dragon looked at them, roared, and these 3, what looks to be like some sort of necromancers, pointed at the ship, and they noped the fuck back out of there. They teleported faster than I've ever seen them teleport before.
No debate, no discussion.
Yeah.
Just go!
The guy that mans the dragon harpoon was like, "Yes, dragons!" And then they blink out, and he's like, "Not again!" He still has yet to fire the harpoon, the dragon harpoon.
Oh, do our airships count as siege weapons?
Your
Count as
airships
having multiple siege
count
weapons.
as more than a siege weapon.
Oh, okay.
Your airships, um,
Especially since
each,
we equipped our main one with bombs, didn't we?
yeah. So M's airship. Let me go ahead and calculate the total here of your new thing.
Okay.
Guys.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So cute.
So
This was
that's
a
essentially what happened
She
over the
came
past
out
two
of under the
sessions.
bed, sorry.
They only ended up being half sessions. One because of power outage, two because we did the Overwatch stream.
We were all addicted to Overwatch. We still technically are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
putting Taylor in the bedroom was a mistake.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, it was a mistake.
That's that's only 12 weeks old. So cute.
All right, so they're 197. So they're only 3 points away from 200. So I'm going to go ahead and in this case, I'm actually just going to round up. So that should be 20, right?
Do all the wondrous
That should be
items
10.
count towards that?
No, because those are for sale,
Okay. Well,
or they're for
not all of
whatever
them are.
use. Yeah.
Some of them are used with the army. The minor armor and medium armor stuff is the army.
Yeah, this is not including anything for the army.
Okay.
So if you're going to use some for the army, that's going to be a separate total. I'm just stating the actual castle's worth right now. So it's going to be that should be 10d6. I'm not paying attention to my calculator. Yeah. Okay. So get back over here. So oh man, it'd be so nice to be able to fill the hexes with color.
Yeah, it would.
All right. What color do you guys want to be represented by? Like, what is going to be your banner's color? Just a solid color for now for your border.
That's up to the ladies.
Tael has the Traveler, so it's probably going to be purple.
That's
Seda follows.
honestly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Some sort of purple.
All right. I'll just use the color that I use for my Game Master
Hey,
stuff.
it could be violet.
Violet. Oops. I did not want to do that. Oh, I didn't want to do that either.
I don't even know what you did.
Moved the entire grid. Everything was terrible.
All right. It was right here. Son of a bitch. All right, maybe if I do it on this map. Why don't you even? Oh gosh, just give me the thin red line now.
Roll20's so angry.
It doesn't know how. Oh, I can't do it on freaking. Okay. Sigh. I want a colored hex. A transparent colored hex. Give it to me. The time I have to waste on this shit.
The ironic thing is, looking at the Hero Lab file, that even going this extravagant on the kingdom is spending less on our entire kingdom than any one of us has in just our gear.
What the fudge? This is not my Twitch. This is not my Twitch at all.
Well, you'll just have to deal with that, won't you?
Well, that's why she lost me 16. Oh, it says points now instead of gold.
Because the whole thing got refreshed.
Here, I'll log in as you down here, Tay.
No, I don't want you to do that because
Too bad.
you're gonna lose all my gold.
Well, that's condescending. There
See?
you go.
I told you not to do it.
There.
It's okay.
Jeez, man, it reset all my stuff here.
Oh, good. All of the cats are officially eating. Thank goodness.
There, fixed it. Okay. Oh, snap, Rose. I love wet face. Alright, well, then I'm just gonna have to use the color.
Why not just use the drawing?
Because it's screwing up at this level of detail. Just wanna, oh my gosh.
There's something that says polygon line.
No, it screws up on the hexes.
I mean, I'm on a touchpad. What the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't me.
Hang on, it's not me either.
What is polygon line? Now I'm
You can just
curious.
draw a line at different angles. Dude, I just want one
Um,
hex. Holy crap. Alright, whatever.
Draw shape.
It's ridiculous. Just choose this damn thing again. There. Alright. Oh my gosh, please. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is silver on the icon will represent that territory's D6, how many D6 they have to spread to the other territories around them. Red represent the army. And let's see here. You have not made an army yet because you weren't sure what you wanted to do. I will let you recruit. Let's see. Come on. A tiny army from Bastion.
Tiny.
That's 25 units. That will be shifters of the. That'll be 25 third level shifters.
It's pretty good.
So that'll be basically a 1 ACR army. So I'll put that in the red. Your army's going to be in the red. That's going to be 1, and any other recruiting will have to come through role playing. So that'll basically be Sab's peeps that or the Ebon Claws that came down from Bastion via teleport or whatever. So you start off with 11 six-sided dice, and what happens is, just like in Risk, when you want to expand out, you gamble a certain amount of dice against the next area. But you need information on those areas, so you need to make either a charisma-based check, diplomacy, or intimidation to try and get information. You can also have somebody make your kingdom make a stealth check to recon, or a intelligence check for gathering information. You yourselves can do this, but that takes time, traveling there, blah blah blah, or reading up on it and stuff like that. Or you can assign people to do this for you and use their abilities. You can assign your companions to do it, or people under your leadership. I believe all in total right now, I'm going to use the middle number, the green, to represent your population. You guys have approximately.
We can't see
You,
any of the numbers.
okay. So approximately with your army plus you guys plus your followers, I'm going to just go on the higher end and guess that you have a population of 40. And what also happens is that the chat, if they want to add an extra d6 to either side, they can spend, I would say 1,000 gold. But
That's the
only,
cost of a hero point.
yeah, only the chat can do it. You guys cannot spend an additional 1,000. It must come from the chat. And you can't transfer it to the chat for them to spend it either. It has to actually come from the chat members only to sway the tide of the battle and give somebody a d6 on either side. Exactly. You sure can, Icy. All right. So let me make sure that you guys can see this. All players, there you go. All right. With that said, these guys are getting a little bit closer. Did you want to have them divert and come towards this unnamed kingdom?
Yes.
All right.
Well, how far is the unnamed kingdom from? How many miles do they go in a day?
A few. I'm approximating here, so I'm not actually going by mileage. I'm just going by drawn distance.
Okay.
So approximately 200 some miles in a day. So
That makes sense.
yeah, they're almost 2 days away.
It's worth it to get them here and resupply and all that stuff then.
Yeah, we're going to say 200, or sorry, 2 days away.
Alright, so we need to set up a council and get more people here ASAP.
Yeah.
So the first thing we probably need to do is talk to House Orions and House Cannith and see how much they want to invest, put into the town, and all that stuff, and offer them in exchange positions of high import like council seats.
Okay. Well, you have Master Baal's support if he was to be made a council member.
Yes.
Okay. Is everybody okay with that? Elder Baal.
I don't see anything wrong with that, Seda. You have the best judge of character
And
on
we
that
were
one,
having
so.
Jake as our army commander,
Yes, Jake is in charge of the army.
and that'll already get sort of bonus points with Cannith because they'll be like, "Hey, look,
Yep.
it's one of our guys."
All right. So
Well, hopefully they don't see it as us trying to
somebody,
steal
if
it from
you
them.
can write this down, preferably Tay or Sab. You might have your notes open.
Sab has more notes on them. My
Okay.
notes are actually
So
on the desktop, so he
keep
kind of already
keep track
has them.
of what we're about to talk about. So that's Elder Baal as a council member.
Actually, I think I have that written down on there. It's under, I think it'll be like level 13, I think is what it's called. Sab. I started writing stuff down. It's scroll down. It's all over the place.
And Elder Baal also insists that you have an odd number of council members.
No, I don't see anything like that.
I started writing people's names down and what it had.
It's okay. You can start just a different document for now.
No,
Yeah.
This is specifically for tonight. Just date it for today.
Yep.
Session 45.
I think we want to set 2 or 3 of our own people on it, so 7 or 9 is a good set.
We'll
We
keep.
can start with 7, and if we end up needing some more spots, we'll do 9.
Okay. Have we named this kingdom yet?
No. I'm terrible with names.
No, you're not. I'm terrible with names.
Forget how to spell Baal. Where's he at? Nope. Okay, I was right. Almost right.
So we had Jake as our general. Is the general going to constitute an actual council position, or just the leader of the armed forces?
He can take place on the council.
Yeah, you had Seneca. You had Seneca doing something with the area. You had Jake
Seneca was going
Metter.
to
You
be the
had
spy
Bale.
master, I think. Seneca and Bray was going to be the spy
Bray's the
master.
spy master.
Yeah.
Seneca was something with magic.
I think
Magister.
she was like, yeah, she was
Magister.
the knowledge person or whatever.
Like I wrote this stuff down.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't find
okay.
it. So.
Seneca
there.
was head of the academies. Like the head of knowledge thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that constituting a council position?
If you wanted to.
All right, that puts us with 4 council positions filled. Then if
Okay, Fu.
so, that would be Barayu, Elder Bael, Seneca, and Jake.
Okay. Fu, do you have a name of people, a tribe, or anything like that you want to name and have them sent to this place? Because you're sending essentially two small armies, or one medium-sized army worth of people.
It is an army of changelings.
Oh dear God.
If not, I can name them.
They can be anything they want to be.
It's just going to be random populace.
Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl?
We are right next to the Mournlands and Vailnar.
Okay.
What do we want to call our kingdom?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Okay, so we've got the Lilyrel army with us.
Is that how you pronounce it?
It's a little row. All right. So you, while you're setting things up in the council chambers of these, I want to say a minimum 3 days to get everything built. Little row.
Okay. While we're doing all that,
Um,
you said we can make
okay, so-
intimidate checks on the
yeah, hang on
nearby
just a
areas?
second though,
Okay.
because what happens is you want to talk to Orion and Kenneth. Fantastic. You get a message from a small-sized, we'll say a small-sized town, that they have heard of the deeds in Bastion. That you are in fact the same people, and you're trying to establish an outpost. Blah blah blah. You basically there's this upstart place that wants to help Vailnar out, and they're basically refugees of Vailnar. So they are sending all the forces they have to help aid in the effort against the Dragon Council, and they send. Let's see here. A small army worth of people, increasing your army size to 3.
Nice.
So you have 3d6 worth of army now. So in total you have 13 dice, and that was Fu's donation of gold.
Thank you, Fu.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
very much.
We shall take them into our arms.
So you get that, and they'll be there in a few days. They essentially move, we'll say, like a tile a day. All right. So you wanted to make the local checks first, or did you want to talk to House Cannith and Orion first?
I think talking to Kenneth and Orion first would be the smartest thing.
Start getting that connected.
All right. So
Seda, our charisma master.
you guys use your stone to talk to
Fortune.
a representative of House Cannith.
I guess Fortune
Just an
and
ambassador
Yeah, Fu.
himself.
whatever
I'm just
whatever that +1 is to checks.
Fu.
It
I'm
was a
just
level 0 spell. Or
I'm-
1 spell.
Oh,
Was it
guidance.
0?
Fu. I'm just using the
Guidance.
name.
That is the word.
I'm using the name Fu, but they're going to be mostly elves and stuff from Velnar. They're refugees from the war.
They've just called themselves like the Little Rel.
Yeah, it's the Little clan or whatever. So whenever you call up via the stone, one of the representatives answers, and you request to talk to who?
Ambassador's the one in charge, isn't he?
Okay.
Of Kenneth.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you speak
That's
to
who we're
Ambassador.
talking to.
All right. So he wants to know what you guys are looking for. What would you like to know?
Well, we're gonna start up a new kingdom over here in the Talentia Plains, an outpost meant to be used as a forward base to deal with the Dragon Council threat, and then after the threat in the Mournlands, and try and fix up a lot of the things that are broken over here.
Okay.
And we are going to be establishing a council. We are situated right where both the major trade routes and the lightning road goes through. So we've got a very advantageous strategic position for both trading, travel, transportation, and military. And if you would be willing to offer assistance or people or anything of the sort, we could definitely make sure that somebody else from Kenneth gets a seat on their council. We've right now are having Jake Metter be our general in charge of our armed forces, and he is also on the council.
All right. We can send spare fighters. We can only spare 1 or 2 artificers. If we were to do this, we would have to go about it the legal route. We'll be sending papers, and we would like to establish a house within a house outpost there.
Absolutely.
That would act as a small embassy, and in doing so, it would be New Cannith. It's House New Cannith. We are
Are you changing your emblem or anything? Do I need to get the shield upgraded?
no. We're keeping the sigil, but it seems that our house is being divided. So we would prefer to operate under these new ways.
All right. And anybody who is, if you have any concerns about travel, we can make sure that we bring them via teleport so they get here immediately.
Okay. We would actually.
Am I your teleport monkey now?
Yeah. We would,
Okay.
by his request, send Andre and his family.
Oh,
Andre!
as long as he's willing, we're definitely willing to come get
Yes,
him.
he requested to aid you several weeks ago, in fact, but his work was needed here.
About how many fighters are you able to bring with you? And do you want them to be part of our armed forces, or do you want them to, are you going to have them split between guarding your house, or will our city guards be enough for that, do you think? We do have people who are very highly skilled, who are going to be in position to defend the town at all times, and our army will be stationed here unless they're needed in the field to deal with the Dragon Council's army, who we've run into, who seem to be very well equipped.
You hear the sound of metal bending and kind of snapping occasionally, kind of cracking and popping, and he gets back to you and says, "We will spare a staff of 10 people to take care of the embassy grounds. Um, we would ask that any business conducted, that it be conducted with at least one present at all times while on the embassy grounds. Um, we can spare," you hear some more of this bending metal, 25 forces, or 25 hybrid and warforged, and one juggernaut.
What you working on back there?
That's me checking our current numbers.
Oh,
Excellent.
I'm currently docked at the
So,
moment.
out of character, the Juggernaut, I guess, counts as like a siege weapon.
Yes.
Okay. We can make sure that we'll pick them up on our way around. Are there any types of special considerations? Are there any sorts of resources in this area that you would like to?
we need cup holders in all of our chairs.
He, he says that not only are they of interest, but they are of high value. If you can somehow establish a mining post in both the Endworld Mountains and the Ironroot Mountains, perhaps work with the dwarves. It would be nice to get some of the rare material that is near the Fist of Onatar, but that is in time. We have other threats to worry about for now.
Are you still on good terms with House Orions?
We are on neutral terms.
Okay.
We don't see the same future, but we are not at odds.
Okay, but the reason I ask is because, like I said, we're situated on the
Or
lightning
sorry,
rail.
I thought you were talking about House Cannith, Orion,
Yeah, I was asking them.
old House
I was
Cannith.
asking how House Cannith's relations with them are, because if they're
Technically
enemies
new
with each
house.
other,
No, I'm saying
all right.
that House Cannith is divided into two houses now.
Okay, House New Cannith.
House New Cannith is totally fine with Orion.
Okay, since you said that the dwarven trade with the dwarfs would be useful, we're already planning to try and see what we can do about extending the lightning rail, possibly once we've dealt with our current situation, back through the Mournlands so that trade can go through there if we can find a safe route. We could go ahead and see if they're willing to work with us to try and get it connected to Vulyar from here so that we can also have the lightning rail connect straight to the dwarven cities of Irontown and Krona Peak.
Okay. He more metal bending. This seems like a very reasonable thing to do. In that case, I will spare 5 artificers to help lay down the conduit stones to help connect. Um, they'll be under the employ, I'm sure, of House Orion.
Excellent. We'll make sure that we go first anytime we're going into the Mournlands, and we'll also check all the routes between here and Vulyar as well before any of your forces are on the ground to make sure that we guarantee their safety.
Very well. My men will have the papers ready for you to sign once you arrive.
Excellent. We've still got a little more setup here to do. Is there any specific side of the city you'd want to be on? Since we're building it from the ground up right now, we could put you anywhere you want.
No, preferably close to uh, a well-defended position.
All right, we'll put it. You can't put things out of character. You can't put things inside the actual castle area, the 4 lots. But we're going to have the walls and the moat and everything.
Right.
So basically, the entire town is well defended.
Okay.
I guess that is something that I could say
Okay.
in character. It's just
It's behind
we're going
walls.
to have walls, a moat, standing army. We've got. As you know, since you trusted Jake Matter with other things, he's very capable, and he's our general.
Okay.
Alright. One of y'all needs to talk to House Orions now.
Yeah.
All right. Who's calling up
Go,
House
Seda,
Orion?
go. Go, Seda, go.
Also,
Or Firu. I
also
don't know
hi
who
Garrett.
has. Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome.
They're establishing connections
Yes. And I was
and
pointing at
building
the
an
cat.
armor.
Let me just fall down here real quick.
Garrett's doing the same as everyone new joins the town. Garrett's rating them based on their charisma scores.
Looks good. Looks good. Nice ass. All right.
And like, this one's just nice.
Somebody detects evil. Oh, nope, nope. You go that way. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Ding, boom. Ding, ding, ding.
But I have the +1 still.
Ugh, you want to reload that?
Well, remember, you have
Oh.
guidance, so it's an additional
Yeah, she
+1.
did that. She added the +1.
All right. So this time, Seda calls up. Is that Seda's bonus or Fury's?
Yeah.
All right. So
Seda's.
Seda, you call up House Orion. You basically state that you're looking. You've already started the building of the lightning rail station here for this town. You state that not only do you want to cross the Mournland, you want to connect your place to Voliar to open up trade between the dwarves, a faster trade route. Also meaning that you can have a couple of, basically you can have your own lightning rail going back and forth from there. You ask them if they're willing to spare anybody to do some labor, perhaps some forces, and establish a small embassy, to which they respond if they're going to be doing all this, they'll want a seat on you guys' council. Is that a agreeable term?
Yeah, but I'd say yes.
Okay, so we're going to add Andre to the council.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sav, I hope you're writing this stuff down.
Yep. That has us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the House Orion's member. And we were going to have Zampos on the council, weren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. That would put us at
Zampos-
7 then.
I don't know if Zampos was on the council as much as he was. He
Oh no,
had
he
a
was
job.
I thought he took over banking.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
was
he's
at,
still on the council, but he's going to provide you the monetary, like he's going to let you know how the economy's going.
He's the treasurer.
Yeah.
So that puts us at 7 when we find out what the name of the House Orion's person and what position they want to be in. So Andre would be like the trades officer or something.
Mhm.
Trades minister, something like that. And what did they think about our?
Hang on just a second.
Because Seda needs to mention about House New Cannon's offer of 5 artificers to help lay track for the lightning rail between these two places. Between trying to get through the Mournlands later and between Fulyar.
All right, so
And
they're
our place.
gonna they're gonna want to appoint Ricard de Orion as one of the members, or as the council member. You can do a
Heck,
knowledge.
if he's named Deorian,
He's actually of the Deorian lineage. You can give me a knowledge and ability check.
Yes, I will. Nah,
I don't have it, so
I can re-roll that. I might as well. Or okay, I guess we're sticking with the 23.
Okay. Deorin is one of the basically distant cousins of the current patriarch, which is Quanti Deorin. So he's actually, like, he's got the dragon mark and everything. He's one of the current forebearers or foreseers or whatever, foreman, that oversees the construction on the new connections and stuff like that for Lightning Rail. Um,
So we actually got somebody who's pretty high up,
yeah,
Yeah.
and who's
Um,
exactly what we're looking for.
yeah.
Nice.
He has one of the bigger dragon marks, not the biggest, but a big one. Um,
When was
Poor
the
Garrett.
last time
This
Garrett?
guy's gonna
When
show
was the
up and
last time
Garrett's gonna look
Garrett
at
was
him.
comparing his dragon mark?
Yeah.
he never spent a feat on it. Didn't really need to though.
Yeah.
It was more just like putting him in the house and giving him some detection. Um, the House Orient would also like a spot for their embassy.
Right.
On top of that, they are willing to send a construction crew to help build these places, and they can spare a unit of 10 shock troops. They mean literal shock troops, like they use magic weapons, lightning based magic weapons. So that's going
Do
to
they-
increase your army size up by 1.
Who was it who did all the air stuff in Sharn? Was that Lyrander? or
That's
was
House
that-
Lyrander, yes.
Okay. Where's Lyrander
Orion
based
is
out
the
of?
Sharn.
lightning rail.
Oh, Lyrander is based out of Sharn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they make and
I thought they
manufacture airships there.
I thought they got, like, taken out of Sharn by the Bormar when we... with all that mess.
No, they were heavily damaged, but they were not taken out.
Okay.
They weren't utterly destroyed.
Who
What do
was
you
it
guys-
that got completely destroyed?
House Boromar.
But-
It was Morgrave University. It was just like totally wrecked.
Do you guys think it's worth... I definitely think so. It's worth talking to Lyrander and seeing if they want in on this.
I
And as
mean, do we
a
need
aside,
airships?
Xandrid, what happened is forgot to put the chat up. We lost power last session, corrupting most of the files from the past 2 sessions. So we had a recap at the beginning of this session. So yeah, if you check the video on demand once it goes up tomorrow sometime.
The other thing is, Lyrander, Orions, and Ucanith are all sort of either neutral or okay with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Think it's worth talking to Lyrander and seeing if they might want to have an airship
well.
manufacturer here?
I mean, don't we already have to have like port for the airship we already have?
Well, we can easily build docks for those. Like, that's realistically, when you build the lightning rail dock, that you could just have one other side to it, and then the
Yeah, to
airships
land the
dock
airships.
there.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
But House Lyrander would probably want to get in on the ground floor of something like this, and they could provide substantial assets to us,
Well,
especially if we end up
call
helping
them
them.
and see if they're interested. There you go.
Who did we know from House Lyrander? That was in like session 2.
Yeah, that's
That was
Yeah, I
one
don't
of the lower
remember
members.
either.
It's one of the lower
All I
members.
remember is Iron Hand, Delena,
mm-hmm.
but that's
Mm-hmm.
But she
That's,
definitely wasn't
uh,
Lyrander.
yeah. Wonder if she's okay. We haven't
Oh
seen her in a
crap! I
while.
forgot my coffee.
We're getting close to a break.
Mm-hmm.
She says too
Oh.
bad she's getting it now. And she took something out in the process.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see here.
We can just make somebody up.
No. There we go. Okay. I had to figure out who it was that was in charge of the enclave and the Dragon Towers. All right. So.
Tay, what's your diplomacy
Wait for
bonus?
Yeah. Somebody rolled diplomacy.
Oh, you got a plus 13. That's pretty good.
Considering you can re-roll it.
Yes.
Yeah, I
And
have a plus
guidance,
13
so you got a plus
and
14.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have Io do it because Io has a plus 24.
That would probably honestly that might be something that would be a bad idea if you have your familiar talking to a leader of a house. That would probably be seen as an insult.
Well, they don't see you, and it's over.
They don't see, yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I mean, honestly, I could just basically be repeating what she's saying. Just be like doing the whisper thing in the ear. I
It's
don't
okay.
know.
You're doing it by sound, so it doesn't really matter. But go ahead and roll. I think you have the ability to reroll, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Good freaking lord.
Well, do
22
her
is-
plus 22.
And I'm like, what
Alright,
the
wait.
hell?
Wait for Shy. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Alright,
Tay
so...
starts talking, and then she's like, no, shut up.
Yeah, Tay, basically you call him up and you get a hold of a woman who identifies herself as Solia Delirander. You can give me a knowledge and ability if you want.
Yes, why not? I have all these knowledges, might as well use it, right? Much better, jeez.
Okay, and then you
Absolutely.
freeze up when you hear that name. So Io quickly, Io quickly like jumps in to recover. Solia Delirander is the viceroy of House Lyrander. So she is basically their main representative. She manages pretty much everything that goes on in Sharn with House Lyrander, including the airship tower and the highest upper central, basically. So you freeze up for a second, and Io takes over, mimicking your voice.
She does have ventriloquism, too.
Yes. And she basically states that, hey, we've got our own airship designed by Melissa, I forget her last name. And we got two more on the way that were vessels that you helped make for House New Cannith. We have theirs and House Orion's support. We would like your support as well. And Sully is pretty much, she's interested. You give her the spiel about going into Vailnar and all that stuff, the reason why you're doing this, and you're founding this, not really nation, but you're founding Freehold as a movement against the Dragon Council. And if they could spare anything, you have position of power to give to them. Not to mention that you're opening trade routes and connecting places like the Ironroot Mountains to Freehold via lightning rail. You're trying to clear out spots through the Mournland. Basically, all the biggest ambitious stuff. And Solia seems sold. She says that she'll be back in just a moment. And you guys kind of get put on hold for a second. And she comes back and says that essentially there is one ship currently not being used, and she can spare that ship and its captain and crew to send to you all. However, they would also want a position on the council and an embassy.
Everyone wants council positions.
Absolutely.
Well,
You get a position. You get a position.
this would just leave us with one more position to fill, and then we'd have 9, which is a pretty
All right.
good number for as.
That's
so
a really good number, so.
she names Captain Vinet Delirander. You can give me a knowledge nobility check on that.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Ennet.
Yes.
What the hell was my second roll?
Right? What was your first roll? I don't.
14, yeah, and then it was a 19.
That's so.
Actually, hold on.
No,
Doesn't
that
Io
glitched.
have?
Reroll that because it glitched on me.
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
Alright.
there's a check missing there.
Yeah, see? It's coming up now. It's 21.
Okay. So you want to have one made by IO?
I'm gonna double check and see if she's got it. No, she's got religion.
She
She doesn't
doesn't,
have.
but you could just use your once daily knowledge reroll to get that 21.
Mhm.
So, why not?
What, to reroll it from the 21?
No, to have gotten the 21. Because that was your third, right?
Well,
No, I was counting
technically
that as
he
her
said
second.
re-roll it
Okay.
because
Well, you can
that's
reroll it
count.
one more time, and you can do it with guidance. So it'd be a plus 12.
Yeah, good.
I'd say do it. What else are you going to spend it on today?
Add an additional +1. So
Okay,
that's
so
21.
22.
22.
Okay. So basically, he is a half elf of House Lyrander. He does bear a mark of the storm. He captains a airship named Lightning on the Water.
That is a cool name.
Yeah, it used to
Yeah.
be a wind galleon. It was water bearing or water travel only, but they had been working on it and recently turned it into a water elemental based airship. So it operates at normal speeds in the air, but it moves at twice speed in the water.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just as fast as these guys go on average, but these guys can go kind of like afterburner for a bit.
We're gonna fall off this bed. Holy
But
crap.
while in the water, he always moves twice speed.
That's pretty cool.
Uh,
So he would actually
Then
get
it-
there faster by taking a longer route out and around the bay.
nah, not really.
Oh, he
'Cause
could
that's-
follow the river for a while.
For a
Up
little
here.
bit, yeah, he can
And
go
then
up the
get
Dagger
across
River.
the bay, the
Well,
lakes.
Yeah, he would fly to the lake and then kind of go up and around real fast. Either way, he normally conducts a trade route from Zarashk in the Shadow Marshes to Sharn, but since that was Sharn needed all its power kind of pulled back, he hasn't run
Yep.
the trade route, and they've given it to somebody else since upgrading his ship. He would essentially serve as your, I want to say, main, not really meteorologist, but something on that scale. He would help.
The army be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared for the weather ahead, as well as be able to kind of guide you on the seasons and stuff, the temperate and the environment. He has pretty much a really high geography check.
That'll be super useful.
Yeah.
What the heck is my geography check? Because I know I have geography.
Plus 11 is the same as your nobility.
Yep.
All right, so is there any other house that would be absolutely worth courting right now? Just based on the house relations, which one would fit best with these three already being on the council?
Yes, House Calandro, which is in Gatherhold.
Okay, that's right.
And they were the Mark of Hospitality. They run a bunch of inns. They have some healing stay. When it comes to armies, they're able to magically craft food and shelter, and they provide medical aid.
So we'll go ahead and reach out to them.
Or Galanda, sorry.
I bet they have a lot of hedge witches. They are all about them healings. Well, some of them are. They probably got a lot of clerics.
Are we gonna have Furious talk to them?
Sure. How lewd.
That was quite
face.
lewd.
Yeah, Fear's diplomacy isn't that bad.
What do you mean, isn't that bad? It's not bad at all.
28.
My diplomacy is the same diplomacy as him.
Yeah, that's because of your headband. Your headband
I
gives you
know,
max
I
skill
know.
ranks.
I thought for sure he did
Alright.
more than me, actually.
So Fear is talking to him, and he says basically, he's really like to the point, talking to the halflings. He says we are settling almost 80 miles north of you. We're building a outpost for the lightning rail, trying to establish trade, essentially rebuild Metro all the way to Valtheron or Vatharond, and then also connect ourselves to Foliar, which means more money for you guys. But we need ends and we need supplies. We do have a small army we're building, and we're trying to fight back the Vaelnar war currently against the Dragon Council. We've scouted them out, and they're moving north at a really fast pace. We need some help. We do have one more spot left on our council. Should you wish to name somebody for it, we are okay with that, but we would like you to lend a hand. The halfling that he's speaking to um, doesn't give themselves a believable name. He just calls himself Seven, and if you want, you can make an insight check on his voice. Um, Seven responds with, "Okay,
Inside check being
Sense motive.
since what? Sorry,
sense
yes,
motive.
It's Fears is.
yeah. Well, anybody can because you can all hear."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fear's got a really bad sense motive.
He says,
Oh, that was Io's. Oh, sorry. I mean,
He-
I guess that works.
he says,
There's 9.
"Well, we would like to open a tavern and inn
25.
that would also serve as an embassy for ourselves in the most marketable spot in your city, preferably at the town square. And we can send you Maiden. She's a wonderful woman, and she has quite a way with the words. She could help you with other diplomatic situations. That said, you mentioned against the war effort. We can send you. You hear some papers flipping back and forth. We need to keep ourselves protected here in case, as you said, something happens and they cross the border. We've also heard of what you've done with the Zephyr Keep. So we are highly interested, and maybe further interested.
He could actually add in at that point when they say that. In regards to like how we permanence the healing hex thing there, that if they have any projects like that they want that require really high level magic and they don't have the people available, if they have the gold for it, we will do it at cost for them
Yeah.
as like an
You
added
hear-
bonus
you-
to
you
help
hear,
shore up gathered gold.
His insight is just he's hiding his name. You can just tell he's hiding his name, and he's also hiding the true name of Maiden. You can give me knowledge and ability as well if you want to.
Yeah.
You hear kind of a that made things much better.
That's a 30.
Tail, you know that House Galanda does a lot to help, but they also run a lot of shady stuff in the background. So using nicknames and aliases is not uncommon. And then he says they would like that service. If that's the case, they will give you 20 black dogs. And everybody kind of looks around like, what the hell? Then you just say, like, you kind of like open up your eyes a bit and just like, what? And you just nod your head. Black dogs are a kind of a rumor. Fear kind of knows about them. He's seen them in comics. Basically, they're a secret society.
Adult novels.
Yeah, exactly. They're a secret society of House Galanda. They are a cabal of vigilante assassins who specialize in the use of poisons. They blend in with everyday society. They blend in with armies, but they are poison masters. they all have a least dragon mark. At the minimum, they have a least dragon mark of hospitality. Basically, these guys are trained with hand crossbows and small concealable weapons that are pretty much always poisoned.
All right.
Their dragon mark kind of determines their position within the rank or the ranks. They're all capable of purifying food and water. They're all actual like assassin trained, means out of character. They all have death attack.
What?
Yeah. As long as they're second level or higher, they all have death attack. So you're getting a unit. He said 20, right?
Yeah.
20, and this is only in exchange for the healing stuff. You get 20 level 3. 20 level 3.
Now, is this in addition
25.
to the stuff they
We're
were
going to make this
already
25.
sent, or is this the replacement?
What do you mean?
They were already about to talk about what they would be willing to send us, and then they changed it to this. Or is this in addition? Was
No,
this
this is
change or
changing.
addition?
This is changing into
Okay.
something much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, what happens is if they're able to study a victim for 3 rounds, they can make a sneak attack. And when it deals damage, it'll either paralyze or kill them.
Outright.
Yeah. Essentially, what happens is
The only save
you
that
save.
you can make against it.
You make a saving throw against the death attack is DC plus the Black Dog class level plus your Assassin class level plus your Intelligence modifier. So it gets up there fast.
So it's already a minimum of 16 if they've got 10 intelligence.
Right. Modifier. Yeah.
Plus the damage that it does.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That's
That's
So-
why Vice was so good.
Yeah. So they have that. They can make poisons. They're able to also poison food and drink. Refine them and stuff like that. They're really impressive tail, and you kind of make that known almost immediately.
Especially with my eyes widening.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. You're like, yes, this is perfect. So they'll send. That's basically a. They'll send a tiny unit, is what it's called, a tiny unit of them, which will increase your army size by 2 because of their abilities.
Yeah, so now
They
we've
basically
got,
have the bleed ability and stuff like that.
we've got the 25 Black Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the 25 mixed Warforged and upgraded people. We've got 1 Juggernaut, 10 Shock Troopers from Orions, 1 airship with the captain and crew. Though the captain's going to be on the council.
Mhm.
That'll more be for a defensive thing, that particular airship, if the captain's going to be there.
Yeah, the airship is more for trade. It is not a
Okay. It's not
majorly
a
armed.
warship.
Yeah, it's armed, but more for defending itself.
Okay. Then we've got the 50 half elves, or 50 elves, half elves, etc. That Icy? No, Fu sent us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little real.
Yeah, food sent us.
And the 25 shifters.
Yep.
So all in all, we've got 135 troops.
Mhm.
And a siege engine.
And let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That brings your army count to 9.
And that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on the council. So
The
one of
army won't
things-
quite be there yet.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I didn't include. So it brings
If
your
they
army to
want.
11. with
If they
foods.
want, we can teleport around, and you can also let them know that since they're wanting us to do the thing at cost of making them a
I
healing
really-
hex or whatever.
Well, I was about to say, I really don't think they need to teleport when they're only.
Well, you
Like
have to
80
go there
miles.
anyways.
Oh, I know I do.
But you're the one
Oh,
who
actually, I had
teleports.
to bring Seda with me.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So
actually, no, I technically can cast cleric spells.
no, you can do that
All right,
as
we're gonna
long as
take-
they pay the cost.
we're
That's
gonna
what we
take
were
a
saying. Is
quick
that
break.
we can do it at cost.
Take a quick break, gotta check jacks and everything like that, get our snacks, and we'll be right back.